Hello, TJ here once again with the Imaginary Gallery. The topic for the evening is human cloning. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on the Illuminati and how human cloning is like way ahead of its time as compared to what they tell us. And I actually think I could probably believe this. But because I listen to what they say, and they basically say that they take a regular human, they take scraps of their skin, and they do whatever they do, and they create a facsimile of that person, and yet the person does not have any sense of right and wrong, or morality, or conscience, whatever. And I'm thinking, when I hear this, it's like, that sounds like a psychopath slash sociopath slash narcissist. It sounds like all of them. So it's led me to come to the conclusion that maybe I've actually come into contact with such creatures and just assumed they were human, yet they weren't. And that's a very frightening thought. Of course, it could all be phony, paranoia, sensationalism, whatever, but I've noticed throughout my entire life how certain entities who are above other people that are down below will smear or blur the facts. So I believe it's probably possible. But, I mean, for example, one of these particular people I was involved with, let's talk about shape-shifting. I saw that in True Blood, and I thought, wow, that's a great effect. Yeah. Oh, Sam went into a dog. But, again, the brain is like, that's not real life. However, now that I'm thinking about it more, I do recall specific moments with one of the narcissistic cluster B fuck faces I was involved with. Something I noticed that I didn't really have an explanation for, but I think he might have been a descendant of one of these elite people, that this bloodline I've read about, but he was illegitimate. He still today does not know who his daddy is. But I have a feeling that maybe his daddy was one of those people that had the reptilian slash shape-shifting abilities, because we spent time together. I remember looking at his face. Now, I don't recall any reptilian eyes like the slits like you see with Miley Cyrus or George Bush, but I did notice, point number one would be his face during certain moments would be like a completely subdued, innocent, perfect, angelic face, which of course I didn't usually see during the day, but it would just like morph into this face. And I'd notice it, and I would think to myself, oh my goodness, that's strange. And of course, I didn't believe shape-shifting was even a possibility, so I was just thinking, well, I'm imagining things. But now I don't think so, because his face would like swirl into this other face, and I would see it, and it was just weird. It was eerie, and I again just told myself, well, yeah, you think you saw that, but you really didn't, because come on, people don't do that. But yes, I think they do. So human beings can switch their face to something else, and it was just frightening. But anyway, that's tonight's topic. Also eerie is that I wonder if this was not a reptilian person who had specific mind control or mind devices in its head that could, like, go into my brain, because there were other times when I would look at his face and he would actually resemble the face of basically the first person I really got involved with seriously, who actually was evil and did evil things and was some kind of cluster something. But it was just weird because he would have like the same face, at least temporarily. And again, my brain just passed it off as you're imagining things, but again, I don't think so now, because that person was like the turning point in my life where I actually got involved with someone on a regular basis who turned out to be a total monster. But it was like he was like recalling that memory from my brain and morphing it onto his face. And again, I had no words to describe any of that, so I was just like, okay, I needed to relax. But yes, now that I think about it, with the shape shifting stuff, it's very eerie. But of course, I could be losing it. So, but yes, it was, again, one of those things you experience that you see and you think about, but you don't want to repeat it because you're going to look crazy. But really, I did. This person's still alive too, the other one. But it's like the newer one's face just took on the characteristics of that one, and I think there's a lot that we don't know. I think we're being deceived, but then again, I could just be paranoid, so I'll have to think about this one.